Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes. I list them on eBay and Poshmark and sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is Tuesday, January 28th. I actually bought myself a calendar and put it there. So now I'm gonna know what date it is. I have 10-ish items that sold over the past 4 days. This is Friday sales, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Gross sales amount is $343.08. And the first item is something that I am gonna buy. As long as it's reasonably priced, I'm gonna buy every time. And that's a barn coat that looks like this. It's like a barn chore coat style, so kind of long, like these big square pockets, and a contrasting collar, especially if it's corduroy. I'm just gonna buy it every time. This one apparently had a hood at one point that is detached. This one's St. John's Bay, vintage. It's just one of those things that always sells, and for a fairly decent amount of money. So the average sale price of a vintage barn coat with a corduroy collar, that's what I looked up on the eBay product research tool. The average sale price is $60.
Oatmeal got left out all night.
No, it didn't. I put it in the oven this morning. It's brand new. It's all good. Sorry about that. Always an interruption. The average sale price is $60.72. Now remember that an average sale price is an average, okay? There were some that sold for $8 and one that sold for $390. This is not gonna work with the tissue paper. I'm gonna have a hard time cramming it in here, I think. Okay. So a lot of it is brand. This one sold for $50. I have an LL Bean one that's listed for $70. There's some other, I should have looked at the highest priced one to see what it was, but I didn't think about that this morning. Anyway, there is a 23% sell-through rate, but my experience has been that they've sold. I have a couple more still listed, the LL Bean one and then a couple others, but I'm just gonna buy them every time. I see people wearing them in public. I see them on social media. Yeah, I bought this about a month ago at the bins. And if you're unfamiliar with the bins, it's the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound. This is just gonna be an interesting, me shoving this in here. Spoiler alert, I have another coat to shove into a bag also right after this one. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I bought this at the Goodwill outlets. So the Goodwill outlets, you pay by the pound. Usually I say that my average cost of goods is $2 per item. However, heavier items, I just do an estimate of more, and lighter items, which you'll see in a few minutes, I do an estimate of less. So I said that this cost me $4. It's probably pretty close in reality, maybe more like $3, but okay. I feel like I want to double bag this because I just feel like, I don't know. Okay. So the one that I sold, I talked about yesterday. I was gonna do a video. Well, I was gonna ship, and I had a meeting super early in the morning. And then I came home, did school with my kids, and I was gonna do my video in the afternoon because I had like a block for work time, a block of time for work. I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, I saw this hack somewhere where you cut a little corner let the air out. I think somebody said that in my comments. And then you just throw a little piece of tape over the hole. Pretty smart. Oh yeah, that worked so much better. I should have done that in the first place. Okay. Anyway, my daughter had my phone so that I couldn't end up doing my video. So then I ended up doing a live, and it was fun and awkward. It felt uncomfortable. It was interesting because there were some people on that, you know, will leave comments occasionally, and I don't know, it's just kind of fun. But like, it was like they were there with me, but also not, because I couldn't see them or actually hear their voices. I was just hearing like, or just seeing like the chat, you know. I don't know, it was interesting. Okay, this sold for $49.96. They used my 15% off coupon. They paid shipping, and so they paid a total of $53.19. I paid $4 for it, ish, as we already discussed. And that makes my profit $33.26. I am thrilled about that. Okay. I need a bag. Yeah, I'll just toss them all here. Okay. Coat number 2. I talked about this on the live last night. I think I probably undersold it by a significant amount, but here it is. This is a vintage faux fur coat. It's the brand Olympia, and this is a snow leopard fur, which is, like I said, it's faux fur. Snow leopard is actually illegal to sell if it's real. I found all that out by just Googling it. So when I went to list it, I felt like $50 was what I was supposed to be listing it at based on my research that I did through, again, the eBay product research tool, based on the brand and the length. And so then after I sold it and I was going to do my video for yesterday, I was getting all the information around. The one sold comp that came up was $90. And I was like, well, maybe I made a mistake. But regardless, I sold this for $40. It did sell on Depop. So I charged $12 in shipping. So they paid a total of $52. It did cost me $11.71 to ship. So that is, you know, right, almost exactly what I charged, which is good. I love it when that happens. I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna cut off the little end here. Okay. My fees for Depop were $2.30. I did pay $10 for this. I did a haul maybe a week ago-ish, and I had a ton. It was like 14 coats, I think, that I got from this one thrift store. That's my favorite thrift store. And some of them I ended up doing kind of like a weird pricing because I wasn't exactly sure how much I actually paid per item. So instead of doing just a flat average cost of goods, I just assigned prices to each one. So I said that this one cost $10. So after the fees, shipping, and cost of goods, my profit is $27.99. Now, potentially, somebody got a really good deal on this. Maybe they're going to resell it. Somebody in the comments of the live after I wasn't live anymore said, yeah, you're probably the middleman on that coat. But that's okay. I still made a pretty decent profit on it. I'm happy with that. So the other thing I did on the live was package up. I have a gourd that sold. It was like painted with nativity stuff. When I looked up painted nativity gourd. The average sale price was $26.59 with a 9% sell-through rate. That's really low. The average, the range was $5 to $175, which is insane. Mine sold for $15.98 plus shipping. They paid $25.76. Actually lost money on shipping because the gourd itself was really light, but then this box ended up actually being heavy and it added like a whole pound. So my profit on it, I paid $2 for it at a Goodwill, and my profit was $9.83. And that is why I should not buy stuff like that. I don't know why I bought that. It's kind of crazy. Okay. These two things I didn't take out of the bags yet. I feel like I'm all stuffy, but I think it's just because it's cold out here. All right, this is kind of interesting. These are some Oakley like decals. I found them at the bins and I just grabbed them because they really don't weigh very much. And this is one that I, just said that it probably cost me about $1. In reality, I'm sure it cost less than that. But they sold really fast. I was kind of surprised. And actually the sell-through rate is rather surprising, I think. So what I looked up was Oakley decals. And the average sale price is just $8.73. But the sell-through rate is 34%. So I feel like that is really good considering they're just like sticker decals. I don't know. I priced mine at $10 and kind of assumed I would take an offer. And I took it to offer for $6 and my daughter's calling me. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I mean, that seemed like a second to you, right? I have a teenage daughter and she's taking courses at a college, a couple courses at a college, and she was heading back from class. She's an early morning class. Girl, she's brave. Anyway, these took just 12 days to sell. That's it. $6 offers, kind of maybe low, but that's okay. My profit is $4.02 on something that I just was like, sure, I'll throw those in. It seriously was 2 pictures. It took no time to list and photograph. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this sweater. I have a lot of feelings about this sweater. This sweater is so heavy and gorgeous. It's just thick and feels very luxurious. It has kind of an Aztec-y kind of looking print, I guess. Okay, it's alpaca, 100% alpaca. It's like a vintage dead stock. Mon Repos, MONREPOS, made in Peru. Royal Incas alpacas. I don't know. I have had this since 2022. And I just couldn't bear to not sell it. So every time I did a, purge on my inventory, I was like, I just can't get rid of it. And this time around too, I was like, this thing needs to have a new home and not just, at the local thrift store. So when I got it in 2022, did you need me, kiddo? I'm not done yet. I've got quite a few more things. You good? Okay. When I listed it real high. I mean, really high. It was listed $50 or $60, maybe even $70 originally. It sold for $19.83 because I've just been dropping the price. Now, the average sale price is $19.62 with a 13% sell-through rate. And I looked up that Mon Repos alpaca cardigan is what I looked up. There were 3 sold. It wasn't just mine. So, I mean, maybe it was just that I had it priced too high. But, I mean, 100% alpaca cardigan sweater, that's that beautiful for 20 bucks. That's amazing. They paid $29.57 with shipping. I had no cost of goods because, man, I haven't told the story in a while because I haven't sold anything from it in a while. My sister has access to storage units occasionally, and it's usually like hard goods that she and my mom work together and they sell. And there was one time she was like, I got the storage unit and it's like 100% clothes. Do you want to look through it? And I was like, sure. It was full of a lot of vintage stuff. There was like 13 or 14 Carhartt pieces. There were a couple sweaters. That one, there's another alpaca sweater that I think I still have also. That again, I just can't bear to like get rid of. Yeah, really good. I know I made over $3,000 from that, just from that storage unit. I think it was close to $400. No, $4,000. I don't remember because most of it I sold in 2023. So this is a pair of Bowden pants. I was actually getting ready to pull these also because I've had these for 17 months. These sold on Poshmark. So Bowden pants, and that's a really basic search term. They're, I could do the style and size and color. There's definitely, more detailed ways to search, right? But just a basic search of Bowden pants gives me an average sale price of $20.80 with a 10% sell-through rate. Now, in general, I will price, when something has a really low sell-through rate like that, I will price on the lower side of comps and then take offers. So I did have this priced at $20. Thing is, in my clearance sale, I'm not sure if that's going. I think I had it go till the end of January because I thought I would be done with my purging by then. I'm not done. I'm getting closer, but I'm not done. Anyway, this sold for $16. So I'm thankful for that. I bought it for $3 in Milwaukee. I was on a business trip with my husband and I turned it into a business trip for me. And that was 17 months ago. That was a long time. I would love to go back to that. I liked Milwaukee a lot. And it was the fall and it was beautiful. Anyway, I made $9.80 on these pants. When I ship on Poshmark, I use priority mailing stuff. I use these Tyvek mailers usually for clothes like this. They have little flaps that don't stick very well, so I add stickers. They're just priority stickers, so those are also free. All the priority stuff you can get free at your post office or on USPS.com. Okay, next item is this trench coat. Now, this is kind of funny because I have seen that like a short trench coat like this is kind of trending and popular. And in fact, when I look up, this is Ralph Lauren. When I look up Ralph Lauren trench coat shorts, the average sale price is $62 with a 25% sell-through rate, which is pretty good. But they're all like tan, beige, brown, a basic regular trench coat color. This is purple. So I don't know, it's super cute and bright, very bright purple. It sold for $20. I had it listed high and I went back and forth with someone. They offered me like $10 at first and I offered the 20% off, and then they came back a little higher, and then finally they got to 20, and I was like, I feel like I've had this a while, and I have 11 months. And then when I looked it up to see how long I'd had it, I saw that I got it for free from a friend, and I was like, just take it. I'm gonna make money. The sell-through rate's not great. the purple color. I don't know if that's something that people are looking for. So I made $16 because of the zero cost of goods. And I think that that's a good way to source if you have friends or family that are willing to support you in this. All this friend did was she was like, hey, I have a bag of stuff that I am going to take to Goodwill. Do you want to go through it first? I was like, sure. I don't live that far from the Goodwill. So instead of going to the Goodwill, just bring it to my house, or I can go pick it up from them. And then, yeah. The reason my daughter called was she wanted to go get herself breakfast and asked if I wanted anything. Teenagers with some independence. It's kind of fun. But I asked her for a coffee, and she said they did not have the coffee that I wanted. She's texting me. That's why I'm looking at you sideways. Okay, this is a jacket. I don't know what to call that. I called it like camo and abstract. It's like kind of camo-y, right? But peach coral. This is Zenergy by Chico's. This also sold really fast. And the reason I think is because it's a size 4. So Chico's has vanity sizing. 0 is a small, medium is a 1, 2 is large, 3 is extra large. And so then size 4 then ends up in the plus sizes. I don't find size 4 very often, but I'm trying not to buy very much Chico's. I'm not doing very well. Like, there's always a reason. Like, oh, but this one is a size 4. This one turned out to be a good deal. It sold for $25. So I just looked up Chico's Zenergy jacket, and the average sale price was $18.09 with a 10% sell-through rate. So right there, I did not narrow it down to size 4. I probably should have for you. I'm sorry, but in my experience, size 4 definitely sells higher, faster, not necessarily higher. Anyway, I had this listed at $35, and that was, I think, based on the size. Somebody offered me $25. It sold in less than 2 weeks, and I bought it at the bins. So $2 cost of goods, $25, and they actually paid $33.08 total with shipping. So my profit is $19.33. I am super pleased with that. This is another bins item. These are a pair of pants, and they are Nordstrom. They have like it's just Nordstrom. Something about the wrinkling or something. I don't know. They're a wrinkled mess, so I don't know if they're non-wrinkle. But there's also a black pair. Same style, same size, both new with tags, both sitting in bags in the bins. And I was like, hey, I will grab those and sell them together if the sell-through rate's not high. Nordstrom men's dress pants have an average, oh, this is terrible. Have an average sale price of $26.57 with a 14% sell-through rate. So I did go ahead and lot them together. I had them listed for $35. They sold for $35 then they used my 15% off coupon. Total with shipping, they paid $40.39. That was a bad choice. Okay. This needs lint rolled pretty badly. I don't know how, because they really were in bags until I took photos of them. And then they were in my bag. I'm not really sure what happened. You know what? I may have taken the bags off at the bins, so I didn't actually have to pay for the bags. Not that I would have paid a lot for them, but because they're plastic bags. But every penny counts, right? I don't know. Just everything sticks to black, I think, you know. All right. And my daughter's home. She's pulled in the driveway. Can hear her. Can you hear her loud car? It's very loud. It's old, but it works for her. All right. This is riveting, I'm sure. It's very exciting to watch me use this tape. So I hate my lint rollers, and somebody said, hey, just use tape. And I was like, sure, I'll try that. And it works a ton better. I just wish it was easier to do than just, I'd wrap it around my fingers and then just roll it like that. My profit on the pants was $23.02. I still have a little stack, getting through it slowly for some reason. This is a silk dress that sold for $8. I don't know. The brand is ECCOCI. How do you say that? Ecoci? Silk, made in China. I don't know. I just thought it was really pretty, and it was silk. And I paid $7 for it. So I actually lost money on this. Super fun. I bought this 13 months ago. I don't know why I paid $7 for that, but I did. The Salvation Army somewhere. I don't have a Salvation Army in my town, so I was not home. Yeah, they paid $12.98. I paid $7 for it, so I lost $1.29, and there's no sold. Mine's the only one sold, and it came out at a whopping 8% sell-through rate. So clearly that was not the best buy. We all make mistakes, right? I mean, I've made more than one. Today, I've made more than one mistake today. It happens. And I think that there's a time to be like, okay, that's frustrating, and I'm gonna be angry about it or sad about it for a little bit. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, now it's time to move on and sell some other stuff, right? That's how I try to approach it. Anyway, these are a pair of jeans. They're boot cut, and the brand is Lane Bryant. They also have quite a bit of wear on them that I did note. These are have a like elastic waist, which personally I love an elastic waist in my jeans. Any pants, all pants should have elastic waist. If I'm being real, in my opinion. All right, so these have an average sale price of $16.55 with an 18% sell-through rate. So I've had these for 16 months. They sold for $6.76. They were in that 60% off clearance sale. Paid a total of $13.04. I paid $1.19 for them 16 months ago. That makes my profit $6.29. Oh my word. Look at the dogs. So cute. Somebody sent me all these polymailers, and they're so fun. They are making me happy. I always just buy like cheap polymailers from Amazon, but using these has made me think that maybe I'm gonna do something different, because it really it's just fun. It just brings me a little bit of joy, you know? And who doesn't need a little joy in their life? It might cost me a little bit extra, but I might go for it. $3.55 is my profit on those jeans. Womp womp. All right, I was really confused about this for a minute, and then I figured out what I did. So I have this sweater, and it is Polo Ralph Lauren, and it has like a shawl collar and elbow patches. And so I looked up Polo Ralph Lauren sweater, brown shawl, no, not brown, shawl collar, elbow patches. Average sale price was $31.37 with a 44% sell-through rate. I've had this thing for 20 months and it ended up selling for $14.66. And I was like, what did I do wrong? It's not a sweater. This is a sweatshirt. So the sweater's really good. Sweatshirts, not as much. Just so you know. I'm hopeful that the person who bought it knows that it's a sweatshirt and not a sweater. They paid a total of $19.99. I bought this at the bins. Man, good day for bin stuff. 20 months ago though. Yikes. So that makes my profit $8.68. Oh, mermaids. So fun. Do you use fun poly mailers or do you use cheap ones like I usually do? All right, when I package things up, I wrap them in tissue paper, just the crazy noise you're hearing, and add a little thank you sticker and then shove them in a poly mailer. I don't think any of that is necessary. In fact, you saw I didn't do that with the coats because it was just going to be too stressful for me to try to get a tissue paper wrapped coat, and it wouldn't even have wrapped really well. It wasn't going to fit around it. Yeah. Anyway, I saw somebody saying they still send out like thank you notes. I mean, if you want to do that and that doesn't bother you and you like the idea of doing it, then go for it. But if you don't want to and it stresses you out, you don't have to. It's okay. Even, I think that's kind of how the culture started on Poshmark, where people like wrote little handwritten notes. I don't even think like anything that I've gotten from Poshmark hasn't had that. And I buy from Poshmark quite a bit. In fact, like the first full year that I sold on Poshmark, I didn't sell much because I wasn't like sharing consistently. And I really just used what I made. I just bought stuff with. Does that make sense? Like credit kind of. Okay, this is something I have no business selling. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but this is just a t-shirt. It is embroidered and it says Golden Triangle, Laos, Burma, Thailand, and then something in another language. The tag looks like this, and the sleeves look like this, and they are single stitch. I have found a couple vintage single stitch t-shirts that have sold for about $25. I'm trying to think of what they have been. I feel like they're like destinations, you know, like one that you would have bought on vacation in like, I don't know, the Outer Banks or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been too long. I thought it was Arizona or something. Anyway, I bought this one. I don't have comp information for you because I don't really know how to comp. I know that I did my due diligence. I like Google Lensed the little embroidery. I searched it in multiple different ways. I've had this for 5 months, which isn't really that long. But somebody offered me $10 and I was like, sure, you can have that for $10. That's a great idea. So I paid $1.50. They paid $15.57 in total, and my profit is $7.08. So my total profit for the 4 days is $178.37. That is an average of $44.59 per day. That's not great. That's low. I'm aiming for $67 a day, which is $2,000 a month. 1,000 of that goes into my family's budget. 500 of it gets saved for tax purposes. This is taxable income. And 500 of it generally goes back into my inventory, shipping supplies, yada, yada, subscriptions that I pay for, all of that kind of stuff. Just the business of having a part-time business. So, that I think is all I have today. So I think, I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something. Everything's packaged. I have no labels left. I think that's it. Question of the day. I'm curious about the live video. Did you watch the live video? Did you know I did a live video? I actually scheduled it a few hours before, so there was a little bit of a warning that it was happening, but if you weren't online earlier in the day, you wouldn't know. If you didn't watch it, do you watch lives? Is that something that's interesting to you? And if I did lives on a semi-regular basis, I don't know what to talk about. What do I do in a live? I know some people like list live. I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, I don't really watch a whole lot of lives, so I think that's part of my, like, what do I do? Because I don't really have much experience. There was one guy who did lives almost every day, and he just kind of complained about things. And for some reason, I thought it was funny. So I would listen to him and like heckle him back when he was complaining about things, or like guess what he was going to say. I'm not going to tell you who it is because it doesn't matter, but it was just kind of funny. But other than that, like, I don't want to complain about things. That's not what I'm here for. So anyway, I think I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon.